This I wanna nail sports to the bone. Top blogger, top YouTube channel. No matter which sports, yeah, we got it covered. Subscribe and hit the notification bell.
A blessed day to you, all my viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to another video. All right, my peeps. So in this one, I have a couple of interesting things that I want to share with you guys. The Wisden, they are known for publishing some good cricketing stories, cricket articles, stats, interviews, and stuff like that. So I was doing some reading yesterday and I saw where they did a piece on West Indies, and it is entitled Away from the Main Stage. West Indies are starting a quiet test resurgence. So I'm going to read through most of that article for you guys, let you hear exactly what they are saying, and you can let me know if you agree or not. Also going to share with you guys some more about Gudikish Moti and what he would have achieved in that second test match against Zimbabwe. So just give a listening ear until the end while I read through this or mumble through this, and hit that subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed. All right, so we're going to start off with this piece that was done by Wisden. And the title says, Away from the Main Stage. West Indies are starting a quiet test resurgence. So they start by saying, the West Indies were expected to win their test series in Zimbabwe. What was perhaps not on the cards was how their new generation, first Tejner and Shandapal, then Gudikish Moti, rewrote the record books. This is not to say that Shandapal or Moti have already surpassed their predecessors. The Greenwich and Haynes legacy was not built in one season. Sonny Ramadin's feat transcended the limited confines of the cricket field. So they are basically letting us know that even though they are giving some props to Gudikish Moti and Tejner and Shandapal, they have not surpassed these guys. So they went on to say, what is pertinent here is the fact that neither Shandapal nor Moti had played test cricket a year ago. Over the past decade and a half and a bit more, cricket in the West Indies has been steering in a deep abyss. A mismatch in financial expectation have led cricketers to go on strike at times, with some even quitting playing for the islands altogether. Now, they went on to say the rise and spread of franchise-based T20 leagues around the world pulled the West Indians away from test cricket. For a while, the trend had seemed irreversible. Strings of defeats, home and away, did not help. Neither did the empty stands in front of which they played. And as you guys would appreciate, during the pandemic, they weren't able to play in front of fans. And then even after that, not a lot of fans spending money to go and watch us play because, we're not winning a lot of games. Anyway, the article continues and it says, throughout the 2010s, the West Indies won 22 test matches and lost 43. If one left out Afghanistan and Ireland, test cricket's newest entrants, only Bangladesh and Zimbabwe had a worse win-loss ratio than West Indies 0.511. So that would have been our win-loss ratio back in the 2010s. They went on to say the slide seemed irreversible. Yet, since 2021, the numbers 7 wins, 7 defeats look surprisingly, perhaps deceptively optimistic, A win-loss ratio of exactly 1 is not outstanding by any definition, but it is better than what Sri Lanka with 0.857 and New Zealand with 0.833 have achieved over this period. Now, they went on to say, over this period, the West Indies have beaten Bangladesh home 2-0 and away 2-0, England at home 1-0, and Zimbabwe 1-0. They have also drawn against Pakistan 1-1 and Sri Lanka 0-0. They went on to say, for perspective, none of Australia, England, New Zealand, and South Africa have won their last test series in Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, they go on to say Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and South Africa have all lost home series against England, and despite their limited opportunities, Zimbabwe have held Sri Lanka to a draw, and also they would have beaten Pakistan at home over the last 10 years. So they are basically showing us that since 2021, West Indies, they have managed to achieve some stuff. And I mean, you can say it started back in 2020. If you're going to look at when we went, I think it was 2020 when we went. It could have been 2021 when we went to Bangladesh and won those those couple of test matches there. And it could have been in 2021. So they're just giving us that for perspective. So they go on and they are basically talking about the players who are now stepping up to really help our test cricket. So they are focusing on Kyle Mayers in this part. And they say since he's 40 and unbeaten, fourth innings 210 and debut, Kyle Mayers has crossed 40 in 4 consecutive innings against Sri Lanka. He got another 100 and against Bangladesh. And they are saying he would have taken a couple of wickets with inexpensive bursts. We're talking about 2s and 3s and even a 5-wicket haul. I think that was against England. So Kyle Mayers, according to them, is one of the guys that is really helping us to rise again as a test team. They went on to say Shandapal is yet to look out of place at the highest level. They are saying Joshua Da Silva has impressed on either side of the stumps. Never more so than with last year's 100 against England. I can tell you, that 100 really helped to set up that series victory. I definitely agree with them where this 100 is concerned, They went on to say, when Test cricket resumed 2 years ago, Shamar Brooks impressed, all with his twin 50s at Old Trafford. And now they're talking about the recently dropped Nkrumah Banner, saying that Banner has 100s against Sri Lanka and England. And he's definitely a part of that Test core since 2020 that has helped the West Indies team to basically shake up the place in terms of Test cricket. I mean, we are not dominating against top teams, but I definitely can understand what they are saying. So they go on to say, in Kemar Roach, Shannon Gabriel, Alzari Joseph and Jason Holder, the West Indies have a formidable pace attack. While Jaden Seals is a promising youngster, they say the problem was to have all of them fit at the same time. However, Gabriel's return to the side after over a year to reunite with Roach is almost certain to get the pace attack back on track. Not too sure how that is going to go because both men, their fitness is probably not where we would want it to be. But over the last, close to 2 years, I would agree that these guys would have put up, some good numbers. In 23 test matches, Roach, Gabriel, and Holder, who also boast of a double 100, that is Holder, have played together. They have between them snared 218 wickets at 27.60. And they're saying, those are formidable numbers for a trio that is not considered in the league of some other three-men attacks in history. We would have seen three-men attack, that ripping teams apart. So they are talking about the new, I don't know if you can say young sensation, but young to test cricket, Gudikish Moti. So they are saying Moti's arrival and his eventual pairing with Rastan Chase will ensure they have the spinners to back the pacers or boost them by including Joseph. Not too sure if this writer knows that Joseph is our frontline pace bowler right now. So I don't know how this writer is behaving as if Joseph is not there. Anyway, they went on to say, amidst all of this, there is Craig Brathwaite, now almost in his 13th year as a test cricketer, yet without having the curious record of never having played a single T20 match at any level. The average of 35.59 is mediocre, but since 2022, it reads 64.35 across 17 innings. I remember, my peeps, just the other day we did a live show and the question was asked by one of the regular viewers, subscriber, if we now can consider Craig Brathwaite to be world class. And I must say that was a very good question. In terms of how he's playing for us, we are happy and the numbers are looking good. But if you look at the average overall and look at the average of, openers throughout years, it's probably not where you want it to be. But since becoming captain, he has definitely put up some good numbers. And I mean, to be averaging 64.35 since 2022 in 17 innings, that is good. That is definitely good. So they went on to say, of late, Brathwaite has led the West Indies to test wins with whoever the selectors gave him amidst the continuous process of exodus of talent. You understand? So they are saying it doesn't matter who the selectors select, Brathwaite is able to produce test victory. So that is basically the article, my peeps. I went through bits and pieces. I left out bits and pieces of it. But they are basically saying that West Indies, they are on the resurgence. And with these main players that they call, people like Brathwaite and Da Silva and Joseph and all of these guys. And, people like the senior guys, they are helping the team to come back. I don't know if they think that we are going to be a force to be reckoned with in a couple of years' time. But, they are just letting us know that, the work that is being done by the test team, it is not going unseen. People are actually seeing and people are taking notes. So I just wanted to share that with you guys to hear what you all have to say about that. And talking about youngsters coming in, people like Tejner and Shandopal and now we see Alec Arthur is getting a call up. The numbers that were put up by Gudikish Moti just the other day, picking up 13 for 99. That is like the third best bowling figures for us in test. I am actually looking at its stats here where it is saying most wickets by a West Indies bowler in a test. Michael Holding at number 1 with 14 for 149. Courtney Walsh at second with 13 wicket for 55 runs. Gudikish Moti at third. So we have Michael Holding first, Courtney Walsh second, Gudikish Moti at third with 13 wickets, 99 runs. Shannon Gabriel, 13 wickets, 21 runs. Andy Roberts, 12 wickets, 121 runs. So, just to put that into context, my peeps, if Moti is able to continue like this, especially when we're overseas in conditions that, help his bowling, then we are definitely in for a treat. And we're hoping that he will be able to continue we know how West Indies, we know how a thing going up. Probably one poor game and we don't see him again. But we are definitely happy that he was able to put up those numbers. So couple numbers with what I just read from the Wisden website, my peeps. Just let me know what you guys think as it relates to West Indies test team, whether or not we are really on the upward path, or you think there's still a long way to go, or we are remaining steady. Let me know what you think. I will be in the comment section checking this out. Just hit that subscribe button on your way out. Big up on yourself, my peeps.